Ever wondered which cars are collecting dust on dealer lots across America right now? The automotive market is brutal. One day you're the king of the road. The next you're forgotten like yesterday's news. In today's automotive battlefield, these 15 vehicles are getting absolutely destroyed in sales. And the reasons why might surprise you. Some of these cars cost manufacturers millions to develop, only to be rejected by American buyers. One luxury brand appears 3 times on this list, and the car sitting at number 1 has been gathering dust for what dealers call an unprecedented amount of time. Let's dive into automotive's biggest failures of 2025. The automotive landscape in 2025 is more unpredictable than ever. With supply chains finally normalized after years of shortages, we're seeing a fascinating phenomenon. Some vehicles flying off lots within days while others sit and sit and sit. The metric that exposes these automotive failures is what industry insiders call day supply, the number of days it would take dealers to sell their current inventory at the existing sales rate. When this number climbs into the hundreds, you've got a serious problem on your hands. Number 15, Toyota GR86. Starting our countdown at number 15 is the Toyota GR86. Only 36 units sold nationwide in the past month. That's right, just 36 across the entire United States. This sports car was designed to deliver affordable thrills, but American buyers simply aren't biting. Why? It's not about the car's performance. The GR86 is genuinely fun to drive with its rear-wheel drive setup and manual transmission option. The problem is timing. In an era where crossovers dominate and interest rates remain high, a 2-door sports car with limited practicality is a tough sell, even for Toyota. The GR86 also suffers from being overshadowed by its own sibling, the Supra, which offers more power and prestige for those willing to spend more. Meanwhile, budget-conscious enthusiasts are gravitating toward hot hatches that offer both performance and everyday utility. Number 14, Nissan GTR. Next up is the aging Nissan GTR. With just 49 units moved in the past month, Godzilla isn't exactly terrorizing the sales charts. Once revolutionary, the GTR has grown long in the tooth despite impressive performance numbers. Nissan's reluctance to fully redesign the GTR has turned it into yesterday's news. Priced well into 6-figure territory, the GTR now competes against fresher, more technologically advanced alternatives from Porsche, BMW, and even Corvette. The problem is compounded by Nissan's brand perception, which doesn't command the same luxury cachet as European competitors asking similar prices. For many buyers, the GTR represents dated technology wrapped in aging sheet metal, regardless of its still impressive performance capabilities. Number 13, Kia Nero Pop. Coming in at number 13 is the Kia Nero Pop, with an astounding 855-day supply in Philadelphia dealerships alone. That means if they stopped receiving new inventory today, it would take over 2 years to sell what's already on the lots. The Nero's problem isn't terrible design or performance, it's brand positioning. As Kia's lineup has expanded upmarket with hits like the Telluride and EV6, the humble Nero has been left without a clear identity or purpose. Competitors offer either more space, better fuel economy, or more compelling designs, leaving the Nero struggling to stand out in any meaningful way. Even substantial discounts haven't moved the needle, suggesting some vehicles simply can't be priced into relevance. If you're enjoying this automotive train wreck, take a second to hit subscribe. We expose industry secrets every week, and you definitely don't want to miss next week's video on the cars with the highest dealer markups in 2025. Number 12, Ford F550 Super Duty. At number 12, we find a shocking entry, the Ford F550 Super Duty, with a mind-boggling 2,385-day supply in the Philadelphia region. That's over 6 years of inventory sitting on lots. How could a Ford truck, in truck-loving America, possibly sell this poorly? The answer lies in its specialized nature. The F550 is a chassis cab designed for commercial upfitting, not consumer use. Most are ordered for specific business purposes, leaving dealer stock units to languish. Additionally, rising commercial lending rates have caused many businesses to delay fleet upgrades, exacerbating the inventory glut. This is a perfect example of how even America's strongest automotive brand isn't immune to market challenges when the product doesn't match current demand. Number 11, Ford F350 Super Duty. Similar problems plague our number 11 entry, the Ford F350 Super Duty, showing a 630-day supply of prior model year inventory. That's nearly 2 years of trucks gathering dust. The culprit here is model year changeover. Dealers ordered heavily anticipating continued shortages, only to be caught with old inventory when new models arrive. With truck buyers typically wanting the latest and greatest, previous model years face steep discounting. The F350's high starting price also puts it out of reach for many retail buyers, limiting its appeal primarily to commercial customers who, as mentioned earlier, are being cautious with capital expenditures in today's economic climate. Number 10. Ford Mustang. At number 10, we find an American icon struggling, the Ford Mustang, with a 405-day supply. That's over a year's worth of America's pony car sitting unsold. The Mustang faces multiple headwinds in 2025. The shift toward electrification has drawn attention and sales to the Mustang Mach-E, while the traditional coupe suffers from Americans' ongoing love affair with SUVs and crossovers. Adding to the Mustang's challenges is increased competition from the revived Dodge Challenger and Chevrolet Camaro, which split the shrinking sports car market three ways. The once undisputed king of affordable performance now finds itself fighting for a smaller piece of a diminishing pie. Number 9. Nissan Versa. The number 9 position belongs to the Nissan Versa, with a staggering 383-day supply. Once America's cheapest new car, the Versa has been abandoned by budget-conscious buyers. The Versa's predicament reflects the death of the American subcompact. As consumers demand more features and space, even entry-level buyers are stretching their budgets for compact crossovers or used mid-size vehicles rather than settling for new subcompacts. Nissan's reputation for aggressive financing has also backfired, with many potential Versa buyers unable to qualify for loans in today's tighter credit environment. The result? Lots full of small sedans that nobody seems to want, regardless of price. Number 8. Nissan Z. The reborn Nissan Z takes our number 8 spot, with dealerships reporting substantial oversupply. The Z's struggles echo those of other sports cars on our list, but with an additional challenge: value perception. Priced higher than many expected, the new Z finds itself in an awkward position. Too expensive for traditional Z buyers, but lacking the badge prestige to compete with European alternatives. Reviews praising its performance haven't translated to sales momentum. The Z also suffers from Nissan's broader brand challenges, with potential buyers questioning long-term reliability and resale value compared to competitors from Toyota, Porsche, or BMW. Even nostalgia for the Z name hasn't been enough to overcome these market realities. Number 7. Volkswagen ID4. At number 7, we find Volkswagen's electric hope, the ID4, struggling with high market supply. As one of VW's most important models for its electric future, the ID4's sales troubles represent a significant concern. The ID4 faces a classic stuck-in-the-middle problem: not as affordable as the Chevrolet Bolt, not as desirable as the Tesla Model Y, and not as practical as hybrid crossovers at similar price points. The result is a vehicle that makes compromises everywhere without excelling anywhere. Volkswagen's subdued American presence doesn't help, nor does confusion about charging infrastructure and federal tax credits. Even substantial dealer discounts haven't accelerated sales enough to clear bloated inventory levels. Remember when car buying was simple? Those days are long gone. If you're in the market, be sure to check out our playlist on how to negotiate in today's market. The link appears on screen now. Number 6. Chrysler Voyager. The Chrysler Voyager lands at number 6 on our list, with high market supply indicating buyer apathy toward this budget minivan. As a decontented version of the Pacifica, the Voyager was intended to offer minivan practicality at a lower price point. Instead, it's become a symbol of Chrysler's brand confusion. Not premium enough to justify the Chrysler badge, not practical enough to compete with Kia and Honda alternatives. The minivan market continues to shrink as SUVs dominate family transportation, and within that diminishing space, the Voyager has failed to carve out a meaningful position. With Chrysler's future uncertain, consumer hesitation is understandable. Number 5. Mitsubishi Mirage G4. Halfway through our countdown at number 5 is the Mitsubishi Mirage G4, with dealerships reporting enormous inventory surpluses nationwide. The Mirage G4 commits the cardinal sin of modern automotive marketing. It's honest about what it is. In a market where entry-level vehicles pretend to be premium and economy cars masquerade as adventurous, the Mirage's straightforward approach as basic transportation has fallen flat. Its low price can't overcome dated styling, minimal technology, and the stigma of driving the cheapest new car in America. With used car prices finally normalizing, many budget-conscious shoppers are choosing lightly used alternatives from more prestigious brands. Number 4. Dodge Charger. The Dodge Charger muscles its way to number 4 on our list, with deliveries piling up on dealer lots nationwide. The Charger's problems are particularly noteworthy given Dodge's otherwise strong brand identity. Part of the issue is launch timing and pricing. The revamped Charger arrived during a period of high interest rates, putting its payments beyond reach for many traditional Dodge customers. Its dramatic styling shift and controversial powertrains have also alienated some loyal fans. Dodge's decision to offer both internal combustion and electric versions has confused the market, with many buyers waiting to see how the platform evolves before committing. The result is an iconic nameplate struggling to find its footing in a transformed marketplace. Number 3. Jaguar FPace. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is the Jaguar FPace, which topped the slowest-selling list in May 2025. This luxury SUV faces a perfect storm of challenges. High interest rates have disproportionately impacted luxury sales, with many potential buyers opting to wait for better financing conditions. The FPace specifically suffers from concerns about depreciation, fuel costs, and reliability, the trifecta of luxury ownership anxieties. Jaguar's uncertain future direction doesn't help, nor does fierce competition from established German rivals and emerging luxury brands from Asia. Even substantial discounts haven't moved the needle, suggesting a fundamental mismatch between what the FPace offers and what luxury SUV buyers want in 2025. Number 2. Alfa Romeo Stelvio. In second place is another luxury SUV, the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, which presents a textbook case of good intentions meeting market realities. Characterized by Italian styling and sporty handling, the Stelvio aimed to bring emotional appeal to the practical SUV segment. However, its tight back seat, below-average cargo capacity, and outdated technology have severely limited its appeal to American buyers who expect practicality from their SUVs. Multiple reliability issues and recalls have further damaged consumer confidence. Competing against established players like the BMW X3, Mercedes GLC, and Porsche Cayenne, the Stelvio simply hasn't made a compelling enough case to justify its premium pricing, leading to anemic sales and ballooning inventory. Number 1. Alfa Romeo Giulia. Taking the crown as America's worst-selling car is the Alfa Romeo Giulia, with first-quarter sales of just 541 units nationwide, a catastrophic figure for a vehicle in production since 2017. The Giulia epitomizes how emotional appeal alone can't sustain sales in the brutally rational American market. While enthusiasts praise its beautiful design and exhilarating performance, mainstream luxury buyers have been deterred by documented reliability problems, limited practicality, and concerns about long-term value. Competing directly against the BMW 3 Series, Audi A4, and Mercedes C-Class, the Giulia offers superior driving dynamics but falls short in technology, comfort, and brand prestige. Meanwhile, the ongoing shift toward SUVs continues to erode the entire sedan market. When combined with Alfa Romeo's uncertain dealer network and resale values that fall off a cliff, the result is a car that sits on lots for months despite significant discounts. It perfectly illustrates how building an exciting car isn't enough. You need to build one that addresses what consumers actually value. If you found this breakdown of automotive failures fascinating, you need to check out our video 10 least reliable used cars to buy in 2025 right now. Many of these poorly selling new models will soon flood the used car market with tempting discounts, but that doesn't mean you should buy them. Our reliability video exposes which models will drain your wallet after the warranty expires, saving you from potentially disastrous purchases. The link is in the description. Your future self will thank you for watching it before making your next car decision.